Your dog has been trying to tell you something every single day. And the moment you understand what it is, you will never look at your dog the same way again. Most dog owners truly believe they are doing everything possible for their pets. And honestly, in many cases, they are doing a lot right. They provide food, shelter, toys, walks, and affection. But even with all of that, there is often an invisible gap, a quiet disconnect, between what a dog deeply needs and what they are actually receiving from the humans they love most. That gap may be silent, but its effects are powerful. Over time, it slowly weakens the bond your dog is constantly trying to strengthen with you. Stay until the end because the last point is the one that changes everything. 1. Greet your dog before you do anything else in the morning. This is one of the most overlooked truths in dog psychology. Almost nobody talks about it, and because it sounds so small, most people dismiss it immediately. But what makes it powerful is precisely how simple it is. If there is only one lesson you take away from this entire video, let it be this. The first 5 minutes after you wake up help shape your dog's emotional state for the entire day. Not breakfast, not exercise, not treats, not toys, those first 5 minutes. Dogs are pack-oriented animals. That is not just a phrase people use to sound scientific. It is deeply rooted biology. For over 15,000 years, dogs evolved side by side with humans, adapting their instincts around social connection and group survival. Their brains are designed to organize their world around a trusted emotional center. In the wild, that center was the pack. Inside your home, that center is you. That means your behavior carries far more emotional weight than most owners realize. The moment you open your eyes in the morning, your dog is already watching. They are waiting. They are reading your body language. And if the first thing you do is reach for your phone, check messages, scroll social media, or walk away without acknowledging them, a subtle message gets delivered to their nervous system. That message says something deeper than words. It says, "You are not important right now." You may not intend that message, but dogs do not interpret intention the way humans do. They interpret patterns, energy, attention, and consistency. Research published in Applied Animal Behavior Science showed that dogs who regularly receive positive social interaction from their owners in the morning display noticeably lower cortisol levels. Throughout the day, cortisol is the body's primary stress hormone. Lower cortisol means lower stress, better emotional regulation, and a calmer nervous system. And the incredible part, this benefit can come from something that takes less than 30 seconds. You do not need a grand routine, no complicated ritual, no special training exercise. Simply wake up, look at your dog, make eye contact, say their name gently, and greet them with warmth. Let them approach you. Let them wag. Let them stretch and express their excitement. Let that moment belong to them, because something profound is happening in that interaction. While you were asleep, your dog was waiting. Their world slows down when you disappear, even temporarily. To them, you are not just another part of the day. You are the center of it. You are comfort, safety, routine, and belonging all wrapped into one living presence. You are the main event of their life. So when you choose to acknowledge them first, before coffee, before notifications, before anything else, their brain receives something far more meaningful than food or entertainment. It receives reassurance. It receives security. It receives belonging. It receives one powerful truth: I matter here. And a dog who truly feels that they matter behaves very differently from a dog who is uncertain of their place. Confidence grows. Anxiety decreases. Trust deepens. Their connection with you becomes stronger in ways most people never recognize. 2. Let your dog sniff for as long as they need to. How many times during a walk has your dog stopped to smell something, and you immediately tugged on the leash? How many times have you said, "Come on," because you were in a hurry? How many times have you pulled them away from a patch of grass because, from your perspective, they were doing nothing important? Almost every dog owner has done this. And almost every dog owner has no idea what they just interrupted. To a human, sniffing may look pointless or repetitive. To a dog, it is information. A dog's nose contains as many as 300 million scent receptors. Humans have around 6 million. Even more astonishing, the part of a dog's brain responsible for processing smell is proportionally about 40 times larger than ours. That difference changes everything. When your dog stops and spends a full minute sniffing a tree, a fence, or a patch of grass, they are not wasting time. They are gathering data. They are reading the environment. They are processing stories hidden in scent. They are learning who passed through that space. Was it another dog, a cat, a squirrel? How long ago were they there? Were they healthy? Were they stressed? Were they fearful? Were they excited? Smell gives dogs access to details humans cannot even imagine. Every scent is a message. Every odor carries context. Every smell is a paragraph. Every surface is a page. Your neighborhood is a novel your dog has been trying to finish for years. And every time you pull them away, you are slamming the book shut mid-sentence. A study published in Applied Animal Cognition found that dogs allowed to engage in extended sniffing sessions during walks showed significantly higher levels of optimism in subsequent behavioral tests, compared to dogs who walked the same distance but were not allowed to sniff freely. Optimism, not just lower stress. Optimism. The way your dog is allowed to use their nose affects how they see the world. 20 minutes of genuine sniffing does more for your dog's mental health than an hour of pure physical exercise. And when you stop pulling and start following, something shifts between you. Your dog begins to trust that being with you means their needs matter. That trust is the currency everything else in this video is built on. 3. Learn the difference between your calm voice and your distracted one. Do you talk to your dog throughout the day? Do you say their name just because you feel like it? Greet them when you come home. Narrate small things as you move around the house. If you do, you are doing something far more powerful than you realize. A 2022 study from researchers in Budapest used brain imaging technology to measure how dogs responded to their owner's voice. What they found is one of the most remarkable discoveries in the field of animal cognition. Dogs do not just recognize their owner's voice. They process the emotional tone of that voice in the same hemisphere of the brain that humans use to process emotional communication. Your dog's brain has developed a dedicated system for reading how you speak to them. When owners used a warm, slightly higher-pitched tone, the kind of voice most people naturally use with someone they love, dogs showed immediate physiological signs of relaxation. Heart rate dropped. Muscles released tension. Eyes softened. When the same owner spoke in a flat, distracted tone, dogs' nervous system stayed alert. Not because the words were different, because the warmth was gone. Your voice is one of the most powerful regulatory tools your dog will ever have access to. Every time you greet them softly when you walk through the door, every time you say their name with genuine affection, every time you whisper something to them while they lie beside you, you are reaching directly into their nervous system and telling it everything is safe. You can rest. I am here. No supplement, no calming spray, no anxiety wrap can do what your voice does when it carries real warmth. And your dog already knows the difference. They have always known. The question is whether you will be consistent enough for them to count on it. 4. Play with your dog like the game actually has stakes. When was the last time you genuinely played with your dog? Not throwing a ball whilst you checked your messages. Not tossing a toy in their general direction. Actually played, fully present, fully engaged, making the game feel real. Because there is a difference between keeping your dog entertained and actually fulfilling them. Every breed, from the smallest terrier to the largest working dog, carries a prey drive, a chase drive, a retrieve drive. These are not behavioral quirks, they are biological imperatives. And when those drives never get to express themselves in a meaningful way, the energy does not disappear. It finds another outlet. A study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that dogs with insufficient interactive play showed significantly elevated rates of separation anxiety, aggression, and compulsive behavior. These are not bad dogs, they are unfulfilled dogs. Real play means you move. You make the toy unpredictable. You let the game build. Slow movement, music, a pause, a sudden burst of energy. You let your dog win sometimes. You let them grab the toy and feel the satisfaction of the catch. And you build in a cool down at the end. A few moments of calm that let their nervous system come back down from the arousal of the game. That sequence, the build, the chase, the catch, the release is not recreation to your dog. It is the ritual that confirms their identity. It is the experience that tells their brain, I am capable, I am alive, I am seen. And when you are the one on the other end of that game, fully present, making it real, your dog does not just see playtime. They see you as the one who understands what they are made of. That is a different level of bond than any amount of passive affection can create. 5. Give your dog a space that is completely theirs. Does your dog have a place they go when the world gets to be too much? Not a crate you shut them in. A place they chose, a corner they return to, a spot where no one bothers them, no one calls music them, no one expects anything from them. If your answer is no, your dog has been living without something essential. Dogs are social animals who also require withdrawal. The ability to move away from stimulation, from noise, from activity, from interaction, and enter a state of genuine rest is a neurological need, not a preference. A study published in the journal Animals found that dogs provided with a dedicated owner-respected retreat space showed significantly lower indicators of chronic stress compared to dogs in homes where no such space existed. And the key word in that finding is owner-respected. The space only works if the humans in the house understand that when the dog goes there, they are not to be disturbed, not called, not followed, not pulled back into the social world until they choose to return. This is where most owners get it wrong without meaning to. They give the dog a bed in the corner and then call them off it 30 seconds later. They reach down to pet the dog the moment the dog lies down, and every single one of those interruptions teaches the dog the same thing. There is no place in this home where I am truly safe to rest. A dog who cannot genuinely rest cannot genuinely recover. A dog who cannot recover accumulates stress, and accumulated stress expresses itself in ways that look from the outside like behavior problems, but are actually something far simpler. A need that has never been met. Give your dog a place. Let them find it on their own terms, and when they go there, leave them entirely alone, because to your dog, that space is not just a corner. It is the only proof they have that their need for quiet is respected. 6. Stay still when your dog chooses to rest against you. You know the moment. You sit down and your dog slowly, deliberately walks over, circles once and presses their body against yours. Your arm goes numb. Whatever you were doing becomes impossible and you do not move. Most people treat this as a funny inconvenience, a sweet story to tell. But what is actually happening in that moment is one of the most profound acts of communication an animal is capable of. Sleep is the single most vulnerable state any living creature can enter. When an animal sleeps, their defenses are down. Their awareness shuts off. Their ability to detect and respond to threat disappears entirely. In the wild, a dog would not sleep pressed against another creature unless something deep in their biology had decided, beyond all doubt, that this creature would not harm them while they were defenseless. When your dog chooses to fall asleep touching you, they are not just being comfortable. They are making a declaration. Out of every place in the world, out of every surface and corner and safe spot available to me, I have chosen you. You are the safest place I know. And the way you respond in that moment either honors that declaration or quietly erodes it. Every time you stay still, every time you sacrifice comfort and convenience and simply let them sleep, you are answering their declaration with one of your own. I see what you gave me, and I will not take it for granted. Think back to every point we covered in this video. The morning greeting that told them they matter. The unhurried walks where their nose led the way. The warmth in your voice that reached directly into their nervous system. The play sessions that honored their instincts. The retreat space that gave them permission to truly rest. Every single one of those things was a deposit into something your dog has been keeping track of in the only way available to them. And when they press their body against yours and close their eyes, that is the moment it comes full circle. That is your dog showing you the total. That is trust made physical. You will never be able to look at that moment the same way again, and you should not, because it was never just a nap. It was everything you built together arriving all at once. Every video on this channel begins the same way, with a question most dog owners have never stopped to ask, and then we go looking for the real answer, not the simplified version, not the comfortable assumption, the actual science, the studies, the behavioral research that takes years to surface and rarely reaches people in a way that feels like a real conversation. That is what we do here every single time. If this video gave you something, a new way of seeing your dog or a moment that made you stop and think, then do one thing before you leave. Hit like. Drop a comment telling us which of the 6 your dog needs most right now. And subscribe so you do not miss what we are putting out next. Because the more you understand your dog, the better life gets for both of you. And that is always worth showing up for.